Hello again everybody, my name is Joshalot and welcome to another right-click detection video. Only this time we're in 1.9 as you can see, and it's just going to be a bit of clarification because my other video has a lot of comments about either things not working, and 1.9 introduces this amazing feature of chain command blocks and other just repeating command blocks, which just make ordering and sequencing much easier. So let's get right into it. First of all, in this little chest here, I've got my items that I've just rigged up just for test purposes. So, except for this one here. Okay, so the way it works essentially for the right-click detection is you've got yourself a villager here and an armor stand. Where is it? There. And what happens is when you hold out a corresponding item, I've got multiple different ways of this working. So like just an item, named item as well, just a name, and then over here I'm working with multiple inputs. So we've got like if 3 different items with names and stuff activates one thing, or 3 items activate 3 different things in one chain. So that's also very useful. Let's get with the first one. So the way you set these up is you have a repeating command block followed by a whole bunch of chain command blocks all facing in one direction. They don't need to be facing in one direction. You can kind of have them like, so this one's facing this way. You can kind of just have them zigzagging just as long as they're following a line. So all going this way or all following a direction. So the first one here is setting a... Okay, before you start anything, first of all, you need to create a new scoreboard objective by going -scoreboard objectives add and call it hold just for now. That's the one I use. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm using hold. And then make it a dummy objective. Now, I've already made one, so that's good. And also, we need to make a scoreboard to make it so you can right-click on villages and something will happen. So the first thing you need to do is get yourself an armor stand and call it base, lowercase b-a-s-e. That's just because that's where your villager is going to be teleported to. It's kind of like the base of the entire system. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm just going to go with base, and the commands in the description will revolve around the armor stand called base. Now there's the villager. The villager that I've summoned in, which will also be in the link below, is going to be invisible. For now it's just visible just so you can see what's happening, but I'll make it invisible after. It's invisible, no AI, it's silent, and as you can see, when we right click on it, you see it's just got some random trades in it. Yeah, we do not want that, because if you right click on this villager, then you'll just see this and it'll say R click. By the way, the name of it is capital R and then lowercase click for like right click. But then what you do is you put in this tag here. The tag is basically here, offers, colon, and then just close these 2 squiggly brackets. That basically gets rid of any trades that the guy will have. And you call it R click. So we're gonna just kill this one here. Actually, no, before we do that, I'll show you what these commands do here. So the first one here sets the player's hold score to 1 if the selected item that he's got, which is a stick down here for now, is a stick. So it'll go scoreboard players set at a hold 1. So it'll set all players hold score to 1 if their selected item is a stick. You can change this to whatever you want, but I'm just going with stick for now. Then the next one, this is all in order, don't forget. So the next one will teleport the villager, so TP at E, type equals villager, name equals R click, to the armor stand, which name is base. Then the next one here will teleport the villager to any player with a score hold min of 1. So basically, if I'm holding out my stick, it'll teleport the villager to me. And since it's in front of this one, it'll be overwritten. So this one basically won't teleport it to the base if this one here is activated. After that, what's happening is it's executing at a player with a Torqueville score min of 1 and a score hold min of 1. And then the command. So basically, when you right click on the villager, you can see on the right hand side here, it's got a scoreboard. And basically, to set that one up, you go -scoreboard objectives add, and we're going to call it Torqueville, so just Torqueville, and the objective itself is a stat dot talked to villager. Hit enter. I've already made one, so it won't work, but that's what you have to type in. This command will be in the description as well. And then it'll basically execute at the player when he right clicks on it and gets a score, because see how it's increasing every time I right click? But then this one here will just set it to 0 after it's been executed, and this one here will set the whole score to 0. To see what this looks like, you hold out the stick and you'll see the villager will not do anything because we need to activate this. So this needs to be set to always active. These ones here are automatically always actives. So when you get these chain command blocks here and just right click, oh, lag spike, they are always set to always active. So now when we hold it out, the villager will be teleported to us, see? So that works, and then you see my torque wheel score is 0. And then when I right click on him, he will right click, there we go, and it'll say test. So we can change that other one, which is the third command here, to summon a sheep if we want. Like this. Now when you hold it out and right click, it'll summon in a sheep, and you can spam that actually if you want, like this. Oh no, you can't. Like that. And that'll spawn in a whole bunch of sheep. Let's just get rid of these sheep. Come on. So now we're just going to get rid of this villager here and spawn in an invisible one with no trades, like this. Now you can't see him, but if we go into F3 mode, you can see that he's actually there. We can look through him and stuff like that. So now what happens is when you hold out the stick, like this, you right click, and it'll spawn in things, but you don't get that annoying trade popping up like this. And you can just spam it and spam it and spam it and get all the sheep you want. Let's just get rid of these now, get rid of the sheep and the items, like that. Now that's the first example, which is just an item, so it doesn't have any name, it's just any stick you hold out will get that. So now we're just going to turn this one off for now. The next one is an item plus a name. So this one here, it's a flint and steel, and its display name is smoke. So if we go in here and get out our smoke, here our flint and steel, and just for demonstration purposes we'll get another flint and steel, which is just the default name. When we hold this one out and right click, nothing happens except for setting things on fire. Get rid of this. But when we hold out this one that says smoke and right click, nothing happens because we need to activate it first. There we go. So like I was saying, if we get a flint and steel, like so, and hold it out and right click, nothing happens. But as soon as we hold out this one here and right click, it'll say test. This one here is set to test. All of these command blocks here, all the chain command blocks are exactly the same through this one, this one, this one, and that one over there. This one is a little bit different. But basically this one here works on an item and a name. So only if it's the right item and the name. So that works. Get rid of this now and turn this one off. The next one is just the name, so make this always active. The selected item display name is smoke. So if we get an anvil, which is over here, and just get any old item and call it smoke with a capital S, like this, you'll see it won't work with a lowercase or anything like this. If we hold out this non-smoke here and right-click, nothing happens. But if we hold out the capital one and right-click, something happens. So that's how the name one works. Turn that one off. Now this next one over here is 3 inputs and 1 output, which means you can have multiple, you can basically hook up any of these 3 command blocks here to the system. So if we wanted this just name one, we basically get this command here and then set it up so it's pointing in like that. But change it. So over here we've got these pieces of redstone here called 1, 2, and 3. And basically, we just activate them all by going always active, and always active. Here we go. So this one over here has the display name of 1, but this can also be the item and name if you wanted it to be. So we could probably do that actually. We'll just copy this score here and just chuck that one on here. Change the display name to the word 1. And change the actual ID or the item itself to redstone like this. That's right, isn't it? Yep. So if we hold out this one here, which is called 1, as you can see, if we get any other item here and call it 1, it will not do anything. Just right click, nothing happens. But as soon as we get this one here, which says 1, and right click, something happens, and it'll actually say 1. If you hold out 2, it'll also say 1. Basically, any one of these pieces of redstone which have a different name will activate the same thing, or you can just change it to if the ID is only redstone. They'll all work regardless of the name. And you can see it's just saying 1 for now, so we can just change that to 2, and it'll work with all of them like this. That brings us to the last one, which takes 3 inputs and outputs 3 different outputs, so to say. So these ones here, it's same deal as before. It's got display names of 1, 2, and 3. But this time we've got these 3 new command blocks and actually 3 or 2 more over here. So what it does is it teleports the R-click villager to the base, then it teleports the villager to you when you're holding out the 1, 2, or 3. Then what happens is we've got 3 different execute commands here. We need to make a new scoreboard for this one. So you go scoreboard objectives, add, and then I just call it item because it's easier to reference, and then just make it a dummy. I've already made it, so it'll already work. So you'll see if I go scoreboard objectives, set display, sidebar, item. See, it says 3. It'll change depending on what item out of these 3 I'm holding out. So 3 will be 3, 2 will be 2, and 1 will be 1. These ones here first are facing up. These are not in the chain, do not influence it. They're just always on. So this one here will set my item score to 1 if my tag or the item here is called 1. So it basically does what this one here does, but instead of setting hold, it'll set item to 1. And same with this one, it'll set my item score to 2 if the display is 2, and 3, and 3. Then what it does is it executes at a player who's got a talk min of 1, so if they've right clicked on the villager, if they've got a hold min score of 1, so if they're actually holding out the item, and if their score item is 1 and only 1, so min equals 1 and just normal 1. And if that does that, it'll execute and do the command. So say 1. This one does the exact same thing, but 2 and 3. And then these ones here just set the scores to 0. So if I hold out 1 and right click, it'll say 1. If I hold out 2, it'll say 2, and 3, it'll say 3. So then you can just spam these like this. So that's good. Yeah, you can't really spam it. You can spam it when it's there, but switching between them is a bit temperamental. And that's basically how this works. So yeah, thanks for watching. All the commands will be in the description below. I'll leave a comment in the description if there's anything you want to know about this particular video, or if there's anything you want me to make for a 1 command video. Check out my website. That's where all of the commands will be found, which is on my website, at this link in the description. Subscribe if you like this kind of content. I'll be doing redstone videos like this, or 1 command videos and stuff. So that's great. Yep, see you in the next video. Goodbye.